Hello everybody, I am RobertWho, and guys, welcome to, finally at long last, welcome to the series of Twilight Unbound. This series was created by Dee-One, and I'm actually one of the artists for the second episode. So this is really going to be really a blind reaction because funny thing is, let's see, I started doing the artwork for Twilight Unbound, the second episode in, I think it was roughly around maybe mid-April, I think, of this year. I'd have to go back and actually look at the actual date. So the thing is, this is being recorded on Tuesday, and this is actually this video is actually going to go up about the same time as Dee-One sends up his reaction. I mean, not his reaction, his video. A reason why I have early access to the video is because I'm actually one of the artists for Twilight Unbound, so I'm going to release my commentary for this video about the same time he's going to upload his. The reason why I'm doing this recording earlier is because I'm not going to get into details here, but I've been going through a lot of real life stuff right now, so my schedule has just been pretty much shot. I'm constantly busy doing stuff, so right now I have a little bit of free time, so I'm going to do my not really reaction, more of like a commentary of Dee-One's episode. So this episode has been months in the making, and I'm proud to say that I worked really hard on my scenes. I had two scenes. I had scene 8 and scene 19, and as this video plays, I'm going to go over the commentary of what I think so far of the episode. The reason why it won't be really a blind reaction is because, like I said, I had early access to the script as well as doing the artwork for Twilight Unbound. I had to understand context with the scenes, so basically, I pretty much know the whole story. So this isn't really going to be a reaction. So, anyways, I can't wait. Well, obviously, the minute this video goes up, you guys will be watching this live with Dee-One, but also, yeah. So, for me, this will be already passed. So, anyways, I'm very excited to finally get to show off my artwork, and you will guys be able to see the scenes that I've done. That I worked so many months from, I think it was like mid-April all the way to now. And so I have a better appreciation for people who do artwork for audio dramas and stuff. And I now understand why these take so long. So without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, this is Twilight Unbound. This is the pilot series. I think there's going to be one more episode after this, and then Dee-One's going to be writing the script for the actual episodes of Twilight Unbound. So far, this series is Night of the Werelight, so obviously it's going to be about Twilight Sparkle becoming a werewolf. So, anyways, without further ado, let's jump straight into this commentary in 3, 2, 1. Oh, and okay, so as this plays on, let me see if I can make sure this is right. Okay, so interesting enough, since I have early access to a lot of the script and stuff, I found out that Scribbler actually helped edit this episode, so credit to where credit's due. So thank you, Scribbler, for helping Dee-One, because it probably was a lot to go through the script and stuff to do all the editing stuff.
Peach Fuzz is
Obviously right now this is just the recap of the previous episode, which was episode 1. By the way, go subscribe to Dee-One to see the first episode.
We just found Hayward Manor.
And I would be trying to say the names of the artists of each and one of these art pieces, but the thing is, there's so many of us in the Discord server. I would have to go back and just try to. It would be too much to like put all the names on screen. But luckily, I saw the end credits, and the end credits actually have all the credits of all the artists and all the voice actors who did this. Oh, and a fun little fact, this music that's playing right now, this is actually the instrumental from Sonic Unleashed, by the way. It's one of the soundtracks. And by the way, when going through a lot of the scenes and stuff in this story, there's a lot of inspiration taken from Sonic Unleashed. Actually, it was the Sonic Unleashed video short. There's obviously a lot of changes, you know, for the MLP version, but there are some similarities. And fun fact, there are certain scenes, especially my scenes, are actually references to those scenes from Sonic Unleashed. Obviously, the names that are on screen right now, those are all the people who are playing the main characters in this pilot. And like I said, oh, and here's okay, and obviously this is all the artists that help bring this episode to life. And so please go subscribe to all of them in the description below. And I can't remember who did this art piece. I love the artwork for the first scenes, because I can't like I said, I'd have to go back and look up the names, but for each piece. But I like this artist's way of doing light, because it really makes you feel like you're immersed in a really, you know, a big place. I also like how they draw the characters like Twilight and Dee-One.
Whoa! Dee-One, Spike, look at that! Wow.
As you can see, this these art pieces take a very similar approach to the Sonic Unleashed short. I mean, obviously not some of these aren't actually, you know, ripped from the Sonic Unleashed, but you can see where the inspiration came from.
Don't worry, Spike. Twilight's right. We need to stick together. I think our best option is to start going through this place from bottom to top.
Good idea.
I think I'm trying to remember. I can't remember who said this in Dee-One's comment section on his first episode. I have to admit, the sound quality is just it's just superb. It's like the best sound quality I've ever heard. So I think Dee-One helps. I think personally does like the editing of the audio. I think I'd have to look at the credits, but anyways, whoever does the audio, please keep doing what you're doing. It's perfect. Okay, so these scenes of the basement, fun fact, I can't remember her name, but one of the artists that did these scenes right, you know, right before your eyes, you're watching right now, she had a computer crash of some sort, and she lost her original files, and I think she had to try to fix some of these scenes. Because I remember, I remember her complaining in the Discord chat. Her computer decided to go wink, you know, wonkus, while trying to do all the art pieces.
Whoa! This mirror looks practically untouched.
And obviously, these scenes right here are done by a different person. I'm trying to remember the voice actress at the top of my head of who did Twilight's VA lines. I think she does a really good job of bringing Twilight Sparkle to life.
I bet Rarity would absolutely adore this couch.
Yeah, another couch for her to faint on.
And what's interesting is the voice for Dee-One, the green pony you see before you. That's actually Dee-One, who actually runs the channel. I think it's called Dee-One, the Hero of Equestria. I think that's what the channel is. By the way, go and subscribe. Oh, I'm gonna pause this real quick. Okay, so this scene right here, is obviously a portrait of Professor Hayward and Hopscotch. And fun fact, Dee-One, when we were in development of Hopscotch, Hopscotch didn't actually have concept art yet. Well, he had concept art, but he only had concept art of in ghost form. They never Dee-One never really planned ahead of giving him like a physical form of what he looked like. So during the process when we were making portraits, both me and this artist, I actually went to Dee-One asking him what did Hopscotch look, before he passed away. So Dee-One never actually had an original color palette for Hopscotch. So he actually told me that I could actually come up with Hopscotch's color scheme. So the artist right here is obviously not, this isn't my art, but the artist that did draw this portrait actually went off of my version of Hopscotch. So I actually have a portrait version of Hayward and Hopscotch on my DA. So also you can go follow me on DeviantART. So fun fact, the reason why Hopscotch even has a colored form is I'm the one that came up with his color palette, and my inspiration came from I don't know what the story's going to be going forward for the series, but I might even discuss this with maybe even Dee-One in future episodes. My thought is that I was going with kind of like a similar coat palette to Twilight Sparkle, and I was thinking that maybe the mother of Hopscotch might have had a similar look to Twilight Sparkle, and I was thinking maybe the mother of Professor Hayward has like a deep connection maybe to Twilight Sparkle, but also maybe even connection to this whole Twilight Sparkle turning into a werewolf thing. But that's just for some of my rough draft ideas. I might speak to Dee-One what he thinks about that. But anyway, so I just wanted to say I'm actually the one that came up with Hopscotch's physical form. Well, anyways, let's continue.
No, just look at those smiles. They look so happy together.
They do. I still wonder why Hopscotch disappeared all those years ago.
Who knows? I guess it'll forever be a mystery.
Oh, by the way, I'm actually very happy Dee-One was able to get this done for Halloween. So this is like the perfect story for Halloween. By the way, I love Hopscotch's voice actor.
I've seen in a long time. Wanna play with me?
Also, poor Spike.
No, don't run away.
Aw,
Aww.
I'd be friends with him. I wouldn't be scared of him. I'd be friends with him in a heartbeat.
Twilight, Dee-One, I saw it! I saw the ghost of Hopscotch!
Spike, what are you talking
Also,
about?
another thing, what I absolutely love about audio dramas is that I get to see a whole wide range of artists, styles, and forms, and also even different methods of how people do this art. Some people do it on their tablets, their phones. Doing it on your phone is hard. You have a small screen stuff, but a lot of people actually do this on their computers, and my method of doing art is actually on my iPad. And I actually have a kind of like a professional setup of how I do mine. I'm trying to remember this artist.
Not not just any piece of string.
there's, like I said, there's
Watch
so
this.
many artists. I wish I knew all the names to each and every piece, but there's just so many of us.
What?
But I like
Oh, my
their
parents did something similar in our old
style.
house.
It's a very interesting style. It doesn't look like really a pony. It looks more kind of like a llama style. I mean, well, okay, we're going over to the next scene. Now, as you can see, this takes a lot of inspiration from Sonic Unleashed. I think it was the title of you can find it on YouTube. I think it's called
Certainly, nice charm to this
Sonic
place.
Unleashed, Night of the Werehog. So as you can see, you can probably tell why this title, Night of the Werelight, where all the inspiration for Twilight's transformation is coming from.
Peach Fuzz could be in
And
any of these
my
rooms.
this is just my speculation and personal opinion. I think it's going to have a very similar references and also similarities to Sonic Unleashed storyline.
You're lagging behind.
Oh,
But I'm still kind of curious of how Twilight actually became
one.
a werewolf. I mean, obviously I know that Trixie had something to do with it, but I hope that when Dee-One gets around to the series,
I'm not.
we'll actually dive into maybe even go into flashbacks of how Twilight ended up that way, or at least how Trixie did it. I also know that Chrysalis is going to be playing a big part in this series.
Yeah, but, do you think he's hiding in a closet or under a bed or something?
Okay, Twilight, what's the matter?
What's the matter? Nothing at all. I mean,
What I
could
love
something be
about the
matter?
writing
It's
of
fine. Everything's
the series so
fine.
far,
I'll be just fine.
Dee-One really knows how to write Twilight,
Still wanna
you know,
see me in my
because
nice purple fur and mane.
Twilight, like even in the
My
first
eyes and my
few
nose are
seasons,
tucked in.
Twilight's always been someone who has high anxiety. So
I'm so sorry, Dee-One.
I've been really impressed with the script so far with Dee-One's story so far, or at least the pilot story.
I keep thinking how Peach Fuzz is going to react if he sees me in my horrible form. But the scariest part about this is the thought of having to go through this for the rest of my life. Why would Princess Celestia want a student with dark hair, beast-like eyes, sharp teeth, and someone who
As you can
can't
see,
control her
from just like the Lesson 0 episode, she really likes to make up her own stories that just sort of escalate over time.
Transforming into that every single night. I can't do this, Dee-One. I just can't. If I'm like this forever.
But I will say that this version of Twilight, like, really gets upset of like having like anxiety of how she appears,
Everyone knows my
you know, to people.
And I transformed because of dragon greed?
Oh, by the way, these scenes with Spike, those scenes that are, you know, for the flashback, those aren't actually ripped pictures from the show. Those were all hand drawn. And the reason why I know that because I actually got to see a lot of the sketch art for each one of those flashbacks of Spike. So I'm actually really impressed how accurate they got that to look very similar to the show style.
Not going to be a Werelight forever. We won't let that happen. But right now, we have a different job to do.
Yeah, and besides, you don't have to worry about
Also, I think Dee-One's OC character takes a lot of inspiration from Legend of Zelda, because I mean obviously Legend of Equestria. I mean that's just the Link reference right there in and of itself. I mean obviously Dee-One carries a sword and okay, so these next scenes, this is scene 8, and these finally at long last I can now show
I
off
guess you're right.
my scenes, and by the way, they'll be going up on my DeviantArt as this episode is released, both Dee-One and mine. So, okay, so these scenes right here, these are the ones I did for the series, and these are my first scenes. And I had so much fun drawing Spike.
Hopscotch, where are you?
I had so much fun drawing Professor Hayward in his ghost form.
It's been a long time since we had visitors.
And also, yeah, okay, so let me pause here real quick. All right, so the portrait on the right, or left, I guess, depending on what perspective you're standing on. Oh, okay, so the one that has Professor Hayward and Hopscotch. This is, I guess you could consider the very first physical form of what Hopscotch looked like. Again, like I said, Dee-One never had an actual physical form, so he told me that I could actually create how Hopscotch looked like. So yeah, I actually created Hopscotch's look, and that portrait right there is the first physical picture of him. When he was still alive, what he looked like, before he became a ghost. But anyways, let's continue here. Oh, by the way, this scene's coming up with Spike. Oh, that scene right there, that was my favorite one to draw. Drawing scared Spike, because the funny thing is there's not many references of scared Spike, so I had to get creative. Oh, and I need to pause this real quick. I know I keep pausing and commentating on this, but I want to do this for use, copyright issues and stuff. You'll notice that I think it's this scene that has a little bit of grain, and it's because I took a screenshot of the original one that I did. Obviously, I did all of this by hand, but the thing is, the original for this in particular scene, when Spike is holding Twilight's leg, originally, funny thing is, this was actually originally a GIF, and I actually animated Spike shaking on Twilight's leg. But I was told by I think her name's Lady Macabre. She's like kind of like the second in command. She helps Dee-One with just like editing and stuff, and also helps the artists and the artist direction stuff. You might even call her an art director. Anyways, she told me that Dee-One didn't really want to use GIFs in the series, so I think I actually deleted the original frame for this. So that's, if you're wondering why this scene might be a little grainy, it's because the original piece was in the GIF that I actually animated and made, and I don't think I even have that anymore on my iPad. So I just wanted to point that out, because the thing that really grinds my gear about this scene is that the picture's not fully up to the fullest quality. Also, before I continue, you'll notice that here there's a fun RobertWho Easter egg that I was able to put in this scene, and Dee-One was actually okay with putting it. Let me put it in. The portrait is obviously a portrait off that famous farmer and his wife picture, that famous photo I think you've all seen. I think you all know what I'm talking about, but this picture is actually a little bit of a lore Easter egg about RobertWho. That is RobertWho's. I'm trying to remember what generation form that he's in, but it's one of RobertWho's many regenerational faces, and the pink pony, the Pinkie Pie pony look-alike, is actually a Pinkie Pie variant, and I'm going to be going into a whole storyline about them. She's actually one of RobertWho's companions that went with RobertWho in his little short midget green form. So that portrait, that was a fun portrait I drew by in my free time, and I just thought it was too fun and cute to add it into as kind of like an Easter egg in the series. So yeah, so that's what that picture is about. So anyways, continuing.
Professor Hayward! Help!
Spike, there's nothing.
And one of the
there.
other things that was hard drawing when I was doing characters was behind their backs. There's not many vectors that show behind like characters like Twilight, Sparkle, and Spike. So I had to go back to like some of the show and try to find references that I could use to draw that.
Guys, come on, you have
You know, the backs of Spike and the backs of Twilight, Sparkle. And once I figured out how to do that, I just used the same method for Dee-One and, you know, other characters.
More important things to worry about. Understand?
But
Spike, if you mention the word ghost one more time, you won't be getting any gemstones after dinner.
No buts. Come on.
And I will say, the acting in this episode is, or even the first episode, is just so superb. Oh, and so this is actually the official first song for Twilight Unbound, I guess you could say. And I don't know if it's the same actress that does the voice of Twilight, but again, I'll have to look it up. But she has a really good voice, and I hope that we'll be able to keep her in the series going forward, because her voice is like beautiful. I almost kind of sound biased here because I've worked with a lot of the people, the artists, in the Dee-One's Discord, but I've just been impressed with the story so far. I love how this artist was able to, because the last scenes of episode 8, because I originally did the backside of Twilight, and the artist that did these ones actually was able to match very pretty similarly close to what I drew, and they did a really good job of lining that up. Because the thing is, what's funny about doing an audio drama, I've learned, is that people do their artwork in different schedules, and they have different ways of uploading it to Dee-One. So we'll get scenes, you know, out of order sometimes. So when I say I'm impressed of how they were able to pretty much match my scenes that go into the next scenes, yeah, yeah. I mean, it's very hard to get, you know, matches when you're doing stuff like out of order, and people, you know, different artists are in different time zones. And I will say that I'm trying to remember who does the voice of Trixie. Oh, by the way, fun fact, the voice actress that voices Trixie also is coming up here in a few scenes. She also plays Hopscotch. No, sorry. No, Hopscotch is the ghost kid in this manor. It's this scene. Okay. Sorry, I meant to say Peach Fuzz. You're gonna meet Peach Fuzz here in a minute.
maybe it's the...
Poor Spike.
Never mind.
And I will say the voice actress for Trixie, she doesn't roll her R's like, I can't remember the voice actress, the actual voice actress for Trixie, but she still gets the Trixie spirit, is what I call that annoying Valley Girl voice. Oh, and here we go. And this is our first introduction to Peach Fuzz. I can almost slightly still hear Trixie even through his voice.
Peach Fuzz?
Yes, that's me. Thanks, Celestia. We've been looking all over this.
This is one of my other favorite art pieces. One of the artists did.
Yeah.
It's very close to being show accurate, like very, very close.
Hold your scales there, Spike. We need to find the pony who full napped him.
I'm almost somewhat little jealous. I wish I could draw almost close to show accurate ponies.
Look, Peach Fuzz, we really need you to help us here. Do you know where your full napper went?
Well, you see, the thing is... What? Do you want to talk about it?
Peach Fuzz, if something is bothering you, you need to tell us.
Poor kid.
Hey, it's okay. Don't cry. We've all experienced some scary moments in our lives, but telling Simponi about it always makes me feel better.
No, you don't understand. There was no full napping. What? What do you mean? I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I never meant for it to go this far. What are you saying? I never got full napped. When I found this place, I just wandered off. I'm so sorry.
You
what?
Peach Fuzz, why in Celestia's name would you do something so reckless?
I know it was foolish, but you have to understand why I did it. You see, my mom is the only parent I have. I don't remember or know much about my
Now,
dad.
this might be just you know, my personal opinion, but I almost feel like Peach Fuzz is going to be playing a part of the series going forward, because the thing is, Dee-One gives him a pretty interesting backstory. So it kind of tells me he's going to be kind of like a minor role, but also somewhat of an important role going forward with the Twilight Unbound series. This is just my personal opinion. I actually hope they don't find a cure for Twilight Sparkle, because it would actually be very interesting to have a very different version of Twilight Sparkle. Like maybe in this universe, Twilight never becomes an alicorn, but instead she pretty much has this Werelight form, and then maybe over time she learns more and more how to control herself and discovers, you know, some pretty interesting abilities that come with her new power. Because like I said, I know in Sonic Unleashed, Sonic gets cured, I think. I never, by the way, I was never really a big fan of the game mechanics of Sonic Unleashed. But again, that's just my personal opinion, so more power to you if you do like Sonic Unleashed. I wasn't really crazy about it. I never finished the campaign or the story. But with that said, I really hope in this version we get to keep Twilight as a Werelight variant version of Twilight Sparkle, because it would actually be kind of cool to see a different Twilight Sparkle having to deal with, like, you know, adventures going forward, that she doesn't have wings, but she has more like werewolf type of powers and stuff. And you know, as this keeps playing out, what's interesting is that originally in the concept art, Twilight Sparkle in her Werelight form was supposed to still have her cutie mark, but during production, Dee-One told us to change that, and he also even changed the concept art of her reference sheet to where in her Werelight form she will lose her cutie mark. By the way, slight spoiler up ahead. So what was interesting that I think Dee-One told us the reason why he changed this slight detail is because he wanted to be able to make it to where Twilight loses all magic when she's in her Werelight form. However, she gains like unbelievable strength and stamina when she's in her Werelight form. So I thought that was a really cool lore, you know, magical lore in this series. So it's good. To me, this version of Twilight Sparkle is going to be kind of maybe reminding me of, you know, those those classical stories of the Hulk. She becomes like very much kind of like a Hulk. She gets more aggressive, more angrier. But what's interesting about this version of a werewolf type story, instead of losing control, she's still sentient and still has more control of her mind in her werewolf form. So it's kind of like a Hulk and a She-Hulk combination. You'll start seeing what I'm talking about up ahead once we get more to the transformation scenes. By the way, whoever did transformation scenes of Twilight's transformation. Absolutely beautiful and also terrifying at the same time. But you'll start seeing what those scenes look like here in a minute. And I am sorry that if I am talking over the commentary of this, but like I said, this is more of a commentary versus reaction stuff, because I really wanted to talk about my feelings of this whole episode ever since I was working on it. Okay, so here's another interesting scene that I really like. As you can see, this takes very similar inspiration to Sonic Unleashed.
I'll take care of this.
Or at least that Sonic Unleashed short, because I think there were some knights in the Sonic Unleashed, like knight armors that were used by the ghosts in that short episode. And by the way, I really do like this action scenes this artist did with Dee-One here. And I was going to make a comment to Dee-One in the Discord, but then when I saw this scene, I realized that I was saying that I was thinking about telling Dee-One that he needs a shield to carry around, but then I realized Dee-One's a unicorn, and so he doesn't really need like a physical shield. He can conjure up big, giant shields with just his magic. And I actually like how the artist did his shield magic, because actually that could come in really handy in episodes going forward. I mean, I know that unicorns can create force fields and stuff, but Dee-One looks like he can create just smaller shields for just blocking and parrying and stuff. Oh, by the way, this is another favorite version of Hopscotch. I think he looks absolutely adorable in this version, or this art version of him. Oh, and here it comes. Here comes my favorite part of the whole series. Oh, poor Twilight. You won't like me when I'm angry. I almost want to talk about or talk to Dee-One and maybe adding some some Hulk references maybe in episodes going forward, like that famous line of from the Avengers is like, I have an army, and be like, I have a Twilight Sparkle. And here comes her transformation. Also, poor Twilight. Also, poor Peach Fuzz.
Spike, I'm a little busy at the moment.
Yeah, kind of busy.
Twilight, are you okay?
And if anyone hasn't seen the first episode of Twilight Unbound, like I said, the sound designed for these episodes, even just the first episode, like I said, it is like superb sound quality. You're gonna understand what I mean by here in like a second here. They really make you feel like it's, well, not even just feel, it sounds exactly how it looks. Super painful. So I can understand why Twilight doesn't want to go into this transformation form, even though I think she looks, in my personal opinion, totally badass as a werewolf Twilight Sparkle. Okay, and that scene right there, as you can see, Twilight lost her cutie mark. What was interesting, one of the notes that Dee-One gave us when we were drawing Twilight Sparkle is that he told us that we had to draw Twilight Sparkle a head taller than a normal stallion. So on the concept art, she's huge. Like, you'll see how big she is here in a minute, or a few seconds anyways. She's huge. Like, she would be a head taller than you if she was like in real life.
Twilight, I know this looks bad, but
poor Dee-One.
Stay calm. Stay calm.
Yeah, as you can see, like look at her, like she's huge. Like,
I don't understand. Rainbow Dash said it was going to rain all night.
He's right.
Also, I do hope that as the series progresses into the actual episode, by the way, like I said, this is just the pilot episodes. There's supposed to be one more episode to finish off the pilot. I'm actually kind of good. I'm really curious to see what her friends will react to her when they find out
Where did Peach Fuzz
about Twilight's little transformation.
Right behind us.
Oh no. I think my transformation scared him.
What? How could it? Oh.
Oh yeah, Dee-One.
Now,
Oh
Twilight,
yeah.
Just don't freak out. He couldn't have gotten very.
I told you this would happen. But you just wouldn't listen to me.
Twilight, listen. I didn't mean.
Get away from me.
Oh my goodness.
Twilight,
That also
I'm sorry.
shows you just how strong she really is. Like, she punches Dee-One, and he's a full-grown stallion. One punch.
And it's all your fault.
Twilight, wait!
Also, another interesting design about Twilight's Werelight form is that we were told to draw her body shape more like a stallion. Not really like a male, but just the height and the body shape of her is supposed to be more like a stallion-like, because she's supposed to be about a head taller, bigger than a normal stallion.
Dee-One.
One thing that I'm still, I mean, this is personal opinion, I'm still wondering how the changelings are going to be playing a part in this series, because it's interesting that we're not really given context of why the changelings are bowing down before Trixie, and not Chrysalis. So either Trixie's teamed up with Chrysalis, or there's something else going on behind the background.
I should have remembered how fast.
Oh,
she
and
could run
by the
that
way,
form.
these next
Hopefully she
scene,
didn't get
which
too
is I
far.
think it's scene 19, these will be also my art work that I contribute. The thing is, how Dee-One set up the scheduling for doing the artwork is that artists like me and several others in the Discord, we're given a choice. We get to pick which scenes we get, which ones we get to do, because every artist has strengths and weaknesses on their art style of how they approach scenes and stuff. So the thing is, no one was picking scene, I think it's 19. So I actually did 2 scenes for this episode. So obviously scene 18, which was the hallway with Professor Hayward, and the next scenes, so this is the scene I worked on because no one picked it up, so I picked it up at the last minute to work on the crime scenes for Twilight Sparkle, unfortunately. And I'm very happy. I still have critiques on my own art, but I really like how I did the moonlight on Dee-One. It makes it like a very calm moment for this scene.
Come on, Twilight.
And also I added some comedic art moments here with Twilight.
Big, stupid, ugly monster.
And I had so much fun drawing Werelight in her form. I hope I can do more forms out in the open. Obviously she's in a closet, but I can't wait to actually work on scenes with her for the series going forward, especially fight scenes. I can't wait to work on scenes like that.
Whether you look normal or not, we need you. Peach Fuzz needs you. After what we
And
saw,
another thing is
in real danger.
the reason why
Do you remember what Spike
I've
and I
come
told you
to
earlier?
a very great
You may look
full
different, but you're still the same Twilight
realization
Sparkle.
of about audio dramas as a whole. I think I said this earlier, but I want to say it again. I now truly understand why these audio dramas take so long. Like, it took me months to hand draw Dee-One, Spike, Twilight Sparkle, like every individual characters, as well as their background scenes. I actually was lucky enough to pre-plan ahead and work on storyboards. So I'll actually be putting up the original storyboard I used to do these scenes, because I would do a storyboard of how I would approach a scene, and then I would off of those storyboards, I would draw every character and the backgrounds by hand. And the next time I do my art for Twilight Unbound, I'm going to come up with a different approach of how I'm going to do it, because my goodness, with my tight schedule, it was so hard. Yeah, and I understand why it takes months, several, like 6 months almost, to do audio dramas, because the art alone takes so long to do.
But I have to. I've got no choice.
And also, props to all the voice actors who made it possible to give life to these still images, because my goodness, without them, we wouldn't even have a story.
Paranormal stuff. It seems that you were right about it all along.
It's okay. Now go and be the hero.
I will say Spike was the very hardest character to draw, but I still had some fun drawing him and also learning along the way. I hope to keep improving my art. My art, I look at it and I really wish I could keep improving, but I hope through the series maybe I'll start learning more. Also, this person's art style, I love this art style for Trixie and the Changelings. I just love her shapes. Oh, and also, poor Peach Fuzz.
There, Peach Fuzz. No harm will befall you. I'm just gonna need you for the next part of my plan.
The thing that's really interesting about this version of Trixie is that she's somewhat missing, but also somewhat comedically ridiculous. I mean, obviously, I don't hate Trixie. I think I said this in a reaction video. I don't hate Trixie. I really like Trixie. Trixie has a really unique design, but the thing I just cannot stand is her voice. Her whiny voice just gets on my nerves sometimes. And obviously, DeeOne's going to leave us up on with another cliffhanger. So, episode 3 is going to be worked on this next year. And obviously, we'll be getting to the credits here. So, yeah, I just want to say, I think I said this on DeeOne's channel, but also I don't think I said it in the Discord, but I'm going to say it here for the record. Thank you all. Thank you to the voice actors. Thank you every single artist that I worked with. Thank you so much. It was an honor to actually, this is my first time actually being in an audio drama, and I'm very proud of the work I did, but I mean, I still critique myself, but I guess that's just every type of a artist. But I learned so much just by doing this art these past few months. I've learned so much about planning and learning how to work as a team. Like I said, I cannot wait to do more episodes going forward. And Dee-One, also, if you're watching, man, I just wanted to let you know that it has been an absolute honor to help with this project, and I hope that I can keep delivering better and better quality pictures and art for your series going forward, because I'm actually invested. I'm invested with this series. I'm curious to see what the next part's going to be, and I also hope that we'll get more origin story about this version of Trixie and Twilight. And yeah, so that's it. That's this episode for episode 2, and episode 3, I'm assuming. I'm gonna pause it, and yeah, I'm excited to see where the next part of this story is gonna go, because it's getting very interesting. Also, I want to thank Scribbler for actually being on board. For those of you who are a little confused why Scribbler's intro is on Dee-One's channel, like I said, I think I'll have to go back. Scribbler actually got on board of helping Dee-One do the editing for this episode. So please, a big applause to Scribbler, and please go subscribe to Scribbler, and please go and subscribe to Dee-One. He deserves every sub he gets, because it's not just the story. He and several other writers are to bring this episode to life, but also Dee-One has an amazing and excellent pre-planning it's hard to explain, but he planned this. Like, he's so organized in the Discord. He checks up on all of us to make sure that we're getting lines and artwork done. That's actually his scheduling and pre-planning inspired me to actually use a similar method that I've been using for the Rift Rocket, of how we able to keep up with voice lines and artwork and stuff like that. So thank you very much, Dee-One. You worked really hard, and well, actually everyone worked really hard, and yeah. So I just want to say thank you for actually planning out, because since Dee-One actually pre-planned a lot of the concept art, it made it so much easier for us artists to go in. We didn't have to ask too many questions. He just gave us a scene in the script. Also another reason why I know this episode by heart is because I actually had to read the script to understand the context of the scenes that I would be drawing. But so anyways, I got to see, well, actually I got to read Twilight Unbound before months ahead before anyone else. So it was an absolute honor to actually help with this project. But yeah, so with that said, I hope that Dee-One gets more subs. Oh, that's what I was gonna say. Please go subscribe not only to Scribbler and to Dee-One, and please go subscribe to all the artists and all the voice actors in the description below. You'll find it in my description, but also in Dee-One's video as well. So please go subscribe to all the artists and voice actors, and give a big thanks to Scribbler and Dee-One, because and all to the writers that helped Dee-One write the episode, because man, they worked hard. They really did work hard. So anyways, this was just my not really biased, but unbiased, somewhat unbiased commentary on Twilight Unbound. And like I said, I'm excited to see what the series goes, what's going to be coming next for Twilight and her friends. So anyways, I'm RobertWho, and I hope you guys enjoyed my my silly little commentary over here. But go subscribe to Dee-One, Scribbler, and I'm going to be signing off. So anyways, I'm RobertWho, and I will see you guys in the future. I'm going to need a bottle of water because my mouth's dry and I'm tired.